inform LTO within a certain period of time, I think 5 days, was it 5 days? And failure to do so, may fine na 20,000 pesos ata. Medyo nabulabog ako doon kasi ako nakapagbenta rin ako ng mga sasakyan na at hindi ko na-impormahan yung LTO na naibenta ko ng sasakyan yon kasi wala namang ganun patakaran noon. So paano to? 10 sasakyan ang nabenta ko ng panahon at lampas sa deadline. So 10 times 20, so may utang ako sa inyo ng 200,000. Paano yun? Sir, Attorney Greg Po, Executive Director ng Land Transportation Office. Sir.
Magandang umaga po, Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair, yung mga bentahan po na nangyari before the effectivity of the administrative order, it should be reported to the LTO per the said AO po, it should be reported to the LTO within 5 days from effectivity of the administrative order. However, with the concerns po na nakarating po sa opisina po namin, Mr. Chair, we are reviewing that transitory provision regarding the application of the administrative order to the previous transactions happened po.
So therefore, yung mga nakapagbenta ng masasakyan previously, like me and even probably Senator Mark Villar, nakapagbenta ka siguro kayo ng sasakyan in the past. And na-report niyo ba yon sa LTO na kayo yung nagbenta ng sasakyan?
Matagal na yun. Matagal na yun. So siguro ako concerned din ako katulad mo dahil siyempre dami nakabenta dati. So siguro kailangan i-clarify yung
kailangan magpalabas ko kayo ng bagong memorandum circular kasi medyo nakakalito po yun. At maraming natatakot kasama na ako doon. So dapat well-defined kung ano yung sistema na pwedeng mailatag ng sa gayon. Hindi matatalanta yung mga tao at acceptable.
Yes po, Mr. Chair. We'll take that into consideration po,
Ito yung
Mr. Chair.
administrative order. So wala muna itong multa na 20,000.
Yes po.
Na wala muna itong retroactive. Tanggalin siguro itong salitang retroactive. Kasi kung retroactive, pati ako, manggagalaiti ako. Sabi ko, yung kapalpakan ninyo, akong magsasuffer. Sana, noon pa lang naisip niyo na yan. Nasabihan niyo kami, then hindi na ako magbumulta ngayon. So, dapat baguhin niyo po ito at i-clarify niyo. And dapat yung information dissemination properly disseminated talaga. Hindi lang yung sa isang dyaryo na ipopost ninyo at hindi pa siguro masyadong kilalang dyaryo. Dapat national circulation sa TV, radio, social media, etc. para malaman ng lahat.
Opo, Mr. Chair.
Okay. So wala muna itong memorandum order AOVOM-2024-046 kasi nakakalito po ito. Am I right?
Yes po, Mr. Chair. As regards to those previous transactions po.
Thank you. And yung isa pang gusto ko mangyari, each time na magre-register ang isang owner ng isang sasakyan, he or she must present himself or herself sa LTO physically at magpapakita ng mga identification to ensure or to assure the LTO na siya ngayon talaga ang nagpaparegister. Kasi before, hindi po kailangan anybody can register a vehicle through a fixer or through someone. So ang gusto ko mangyari from now on, kapag nag-rehistro ang isang tao ng kanyang sasakyan, even though if it's Rafi Tulfo, nakalagay doon Rafi Tulfo, si Rafi Tulfo dapat pupunta sa LTO at sasabihin, Sir, ako po ay mag-renew ng aking registration ng aking sasakyan at ako po si Rafi Tulfo, ito po yung aking passport, ito po ang aking ID. Clear po tayo dyan. Yan po ang gusto ko maging patakaran from now on.
We'll consider, yes, Mr. Chair, we'll study po that policy and then we'll issue the necessary guidelines.
At wala na po yung open deed of sale, ano po?
Yes po, Mr. Chair, definitely po. Dun sa AO po yan po yung iniiwasan po natin dyan, yung mga open deed of sale.
Kaya nga briefly para sa kalaman ng lahat dito, Senator Mark, marami na kasi ako na-enkwentro sa aking programa na nagkaroon ng problema isang sasakyan, naka-hit and run o nakabangga at may ginawang kalokohan yung sasakyan na yon, and then nakuha yung plate number pupunta ng mga pulis yung address na nakaregister sa LTO, sasabihin nung tao doon sa bahay na yon, wala dito, that wrong address. Or kuminsan, nabenta ko na yan. 10 years ago pa. And yet, yung registration updated. So, ibig sabihin, hindi na-register nung bagong buyer, open dito sa lamang. So, nagkakaproblema kapag merong nagawa yung sasakyan, may bulyaso. Nahirapan yung ating mga otoridad na i-trace. So, yun ang gusto ko dapat from now on with ID and yung person na yun na mag-renew ng lisensya, ng registration ng kanyang sasakyan, dapat siya mismo nandoon. Tama po with IDs. Okay? Up. Alright. Yung distributions ng mga plaka po, LTO. Yung concerns ng marami, yung delayed distributions ng mga plaka. Kumusta naman po? Updated na po ba tayo? Nasaan na po tayo ngayon sa pagdating po sa proper distributions ng mga plate numbers?
Opo, Mr. Chair, updated po tayo sa mga plaka, Mr. Chair. It's just that pag napunta po sa dealer, dun po nagiging bottleneck sa mga dealer.
Mhm.
Marami na pong pumunta po sa amin, Mr. Chair, na naghahanap po ng plaka. At pag hinanap po namin ng pag tinignan po namin ng aming records, makikita po na ibigay na po ito sa dealer months ago. So, in that case, Mr. Chair, sinushokos po namin yung dealer at pinag-explain po namin bakit po hindi na-distribute yung mga plaka sa mga tao po.
Ito po isang concerned citizen, si Marky Pablo. Sabi niya, 2020 ko po nakuha yung aking motor. Hanggang ngayon, wala pa rin pong plaka. 4 years na po, magpa 5 years na.
Mr. Chair, yung pong 2023 pababa, 2022, 21, dyan po yung mga backlog po ng aming motorcycle plates because of those problems encountered by LTO po dati.
Okay.
So, in order to address that po, Mr. Chair, yung production po namin, bulk of our production is to address the backlog.
Okay.
Tapos, while we are addressing the current demand, I need to double check, Mr. Chair, kung yung 2020 motorcycles na nabenta po ng 2020 ay meron na pong
Sir,
plaka.
gawa niyo ng paraan by all means at all cost na yung mga 2020 para nabili ng mga motorsiklo, gusto ko po na by the end of this year, may bigay na po yung mga plaka nila dahil sila po ay prone sa paghuhuli ng mga MMDA traffic enforcer or other traffic enforcement group. Huliin sila, harasin sila, paparahin sila sa mga checkpoint. Kawawa sila. Hindi nila kasalanan yun dahil nabayaran nila yung motor, naibigyan na lahat ng mga requirements doon sa dealer, sa LTO, and yet ang LTO ang may kasalanan at sila ngay nagsasuffer. So sir, may pangako niyo ba sa akin na ito mga 2020 pa, 2021 na mga nakabili ng motorsiklo, dapat maibigay na before the end of this year yung kanilang mga plaka?
Yes, Mr. Chair, actually po ang commitment po sa Presidente is to finish all the backlogs, motorcycle or motor vehicle backlogs plates by June 2025. But
June pa.
we will
Okay.
consider po itong 2020 na motorcycles po, Mr. Chair.
So, June 20. Kasi alam niyo po, Attorney Greg, kung napapansin mo yung pila-pila ng mga motor, kahit sa mga syudad, sa mga probinsya, pumipila yan sa isang checkpoint at nandun yung mga traffic enforcer kung sa mga police na hinahanapan ng rehistro yung mga motorcycle dahil wala silang plaka o yung nakalagay doon sa motorcycle nila, yung karton lang. Diba? So para naabala na nga sila at pagkatapos hingin pa ng pera. At yun ay dahil kasalanan ng LTO. Dapat kung merong mga dapat kikilan yung mga traffic enforcer na salbahe, dapat mangikil sila sa LTO, wag doon sa mga inosenteng motorista. Diba, sir? So tama yung sinabi niyo po, commitment niyo kay Presidente by June 2025.
Opo, but we're doing everything po para po matapos po within this year. In fact po, meron pong nagbibid na po ng instead of procuring blank plates po, we are procuring finished plate para while yung amin pong planta gumagawa ng plaka, nagpo-procure na rin po kami ng tapos na finished plate na rin po.
Okay, sige. Yung pong mga plastic driver's license cards, marami pa rin pong mga nagreklamo na wala pa rin na po yun ang binibigay sa kanila, papel lang.
Mr. Chair, we have sufficient driver's license cards po. Meron lang po tayo yung mga hindi pa po bumabalik sa LTO para po ipaprint yung kanilang papers license. So that's why may information dissemination po kami. We are encouraging those personnel na meron na person to na meron paper license to go to the LTO kasi ready na po yung mga cards po. We have sufficient cards for printing po, Mr. Chair.
Okay, sige. Isa na lamang po. Mahabang proseso ng paglipat ng ownership. Mahal masyado ang mga pagproseso ng papela sa LTO galing sa isang concerned citizen. Mahaba ba ang proseso po? Paglipat ng ownership? Bigay ng abiso sa LTO na yung kanilang sasakyan inibenta nila to someone?
Hindi naman po, Mr. Chair. It's the same po. We're compliant po dun sa ARTA requirement and compliance sa ease of doing business.
Okay. Let's proceed. Dito naman sa sa conflict, Mayor Mamba and Congressman Lara. Andito ba si Mayor Mamba and Congressman Lara? Para magsabong na silang dalawa? No.
Mayor Mamba lang po.
I'm just trying to perk you up, everybody, kasi mukhang dry ngayon dahil may bagyo, umuulan. So anyway, I would want to first address the issue regarding the HP 9625. Mayor Mamba has manifested to the committee that he has a presentation. Mayor Mamba, sir?
Yes, Your Honor, meron po.
Go ahead po, ma'am, sir.
May opening statement din po ko. Can you just read it, sir?
Go ahead po, Mayor.
To the Honorable Chairperson of the Committee on Public Services, Senator Raffy Tulfo, to Deputy Speaker, Senator Mark Villar, Deputy Majority Leader, Senator Mark Villar, and to Madam Senator Cynthia Villar, and to all the other members of the August Chamber, my fellow workers in the government, good morning po. May I respectfully begin by thanking the joint committees, Committee on Public Services and the Committee on Finance for inviting us in this public hearing from the municipality of Tuao as representatives of the people in the southwestern portion of the province of Cagayan and the provinces of Kalinga and Apayao in the CAR region, which are currently being served by the LTO Tuao. Indeed, our presence here today to shed light and bring to this august body the voices of our people with regard to the conversion of the LTO Tuao from an extension office into a regular district office and their plight on its proposed transfer to Solana is of urgent concern. The LTO in Tuao is an essential service provider in our region, as well as in some parts of the Cordillera Administrative Region. It has facilitated driver's license applications, vehicle registrations, and other critical transactions for decades since its establishment. Tuao is located in the 3rd District of Cagayan and is geographically closer to the 2nd District and some municipalities in the CAR region. Its strategic and convenient location along a national highway has allowed residents from the municipalities of Tuao, Rizal, Piat, Santo Niño, western parts of the municipalities of Amulong, Solana, and Alcalan, Cagayan, the municipalities of Pinokpok and Rizal in Kalinga, the municipalities of Coner and Cabugao in Apayao to conveniently access its services. The LTO Tuao is an extension office created through an administrative fiat during the incumbency of former Congressman Francisco K. Mamba in 1992 to 1995, who wrote a letter to former President Fidel Ramos requesting for its creation, as well as the creation of a National Bureau of Investigation sub-office, as the NBI at that time was located in Ilagan, Isabela. Such requests were approved, hence the LTO was constructed on the lot.
Mayor, excuse me, mahaba pa po ba yan?
Mga isang oras pa po. Sandali na lang, sir.
Sandali po, Mayor. May gusto itanong ata si Senator Mark Villar.
Okay po, okay po.
Opo,
Senator Mark.
maraming salamat, Chairman. At una po, at least natutuwa naman po ako at nabigyan po si Mayor Mamba ng pagkakataon para at least i-express nila kung may mga concerns nila sa paglipat ng LTO office. Sa ngayon naman ako sa pag-upgrade, maging regular office yung LTO office. May concern lang po ako sa paglipat dahil alam ko matagal na po ang existence ng office ngayon at marami na silang, katulad ng sinabi po ni Mayor Mamba, marami na pong areas na sinaservice, hindi lang po sa Cagayan, pati po sa CAR region. Kaya gumastos ng gobyerno para sa pagtatayo ng office. Gusto ko lang malaman, ba't kailangan pang ilipat? At nagkaroon po ba ng study para sa paglipat ng LTO office? Ano pong basis ng paglipat? At ba't kailangan? Since knowing that gumastos na po ang gobyerno sa existing office. Ba't kailangan pa? Yung iba po dito sa proposal is only upgrading. Ito lang yung ito lang yung version na may kasamang paglipat ng LTO office. So, syempre, may cost din yan. May cost din yung paglipat. So ano pong justification para sa paglipat ng
Sinong gustong sumagot? Who would like to answer the question of Senator Mark Villar? Anybody? Mayor, would you like to answer that? Or anybody from the LTO? Mayor?
Ang sulat po ng previous director, patulong po sa amin, yung dating Director Sales, na for the conversion only into a district office without transfer. Pero nagulat na lang ho kami nung nasa Congress na may provision na to transfer it to the neighboring municipality. Yun lang naman po yung.
Opo, wala naman po akong problema kung magtatayo ng office sa ibang lugar, ng satellite office o ng office. Ang problema ko lang, concern din po, at ito din ang concern nyo po, sayang naman yung ginastos ng government. At kawawa naman yung mga residents ng adjacent areas dahil malayo yung proposed site ng bagong office. So, siyempre, like, katulad ng sinabi ko kanina, meron ng existing office at ginastusan na po ang office. So, sayang naman sa tingin ko, sayang naman kung ipapasara po natin ang office na existing at marami po silang sinaservice na ating mga kababayan. So, is there anyone who can give a justification for this? Meron bang feasibility study sa paglipat? May reason ba para sayangin yung pondo ng gobyerno dahil may existing structure already?
Anybody would like to answer that question of Senator Mark? Okay. Mr. Manuel, sir, can you identify yourself? I can't see your nameplate.
I'm Manuel Pericawa.
And you're
of,
from?
LTO Region 2, sir.
Okay, sir. Please go ahead. Answer the question. of
Actually,
Senator Mark.
our proposal, as stated by the good mayor, is originally on just the conversion of the extension of East Y. Because we already have an existing building and a lot, and we have been doing as well good in the area, catering even the neighboring towns of actually the towns of Apayao, particularly Pinukpuk, Coner, and Kabugao, and some areas of Kalinga. So Your Honor, Mr. Che, I differ to the good wisdom of the committee, the decision as to whether or not transfer will be adopted. But definitely, it is our wish that Tuao Extension Office be converted into a regular office so that it will have its own plantilla positions and its budget from the GAA. Your Honor, Mr. Chair, all of our extension office nationwide are just missionary office. We have been stretching our budget. We have been stretching our personnel. So it is our wish that Tuao Extension Office be converted into a regular office.
Yes, thank you. So I support that the wishes that this office be converted into a regular office. So Mr. Chairman, hence given the opinions of hearing the opinions of the LTO and of course the mayor of Tuao, I would like to respectfully move that the LTO extension office in the municipality of Tuao, Cagayan, which is proposed to be converted into regular district office in the subject House bill, maintain its office in the current location, and that be reflected in our committee report.
Okay. Thank you, Senator Mark, and thank you, Mayor Mamba. Congressman Mark Go, would you like to make a statement?
Yeah, well, I would like to seek the approval of this committee, Mr. Chair, on the upgrade of the classification of the LTO Baguio District Office from Class C to Class A, and the conversion of the Baguio Licensing Center into a regular LTO Class B licensing center in the city of Baguio, Mr. Chair, as I have earlier manifested. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. So for the attendees present for the creation or upgrading of LTO offices, please submit your position papers, if any, so we can expedite the passing of your respective bills. So notices and invitations for the next succeeding meetings will be sent accordingly. There being no other matters for consideration, this hearing is hereby suspended. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you.